Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a really big shift happening across Indian businesses. We're talking about the move away from those slow, clunky, paper-based workflows into a future that's faster, smarter, and way more automated. We're going to break down exactly how this is happening and, more importantly, why it matters so much. You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We have all felt that friction, that drag of paper in a world that's all about digital speed. It's a bottleneck that does more than just cause a few delays. It literally holds entire businesses back from what they could be. And this slide really paints the picture. On one side, you've got the old way. You know the drill: printing, signing, scanning, sending it by post. And then the worst part, just waiting. But on the other side, you have a totally new approach: automated, fully compliant, and instant. The difference between these two worlds is absolutely massive, and that gap is what we're going to explore right now. All right, first up, let's really unpack that old paper trail. Because the problems with these outdated workflows go so much deeper than just being slow. They carry some serious hidden costs that can actually damage a business from the inside out. Yeah, we're not just talking about a few wasted hours here and there. We are talking about real, tangible losses. We're talking about money down the drain, losing momentum on critical deals, and even eroding the trust your clients have in you when things just don't move at the speed they expect. And this is where it really starts to hurt. You've got the obvious costs, right? Like printing and courier fees. Then there's the constant risk of human error in the documents themselves. And trying to keep track of everything? Forget about it. But the biggest liability, the real killer, you just can't scale. Sure, sending 10 legal notices manually might be a pain, but it's doable. Trying to send 10,000? That's not just a nightmare, it's pretty much impossible. So what's the fix? Well, the answer lies in this really fascinating concept that's bridging the digital and the physical worlds. It's a solution that is perfectly built for a market as diverse as India. And the solution has this really cool name: Phygital. It's basically a strategic mix of digital speed, think email, WhatsApp, with the rock-solid reliability of physical delivery, like India Post. This hybrid approach is absolutely key for making sure that critical documents are not only sent out fast, but that they also meet all those strict legal standards for proof of delivery. And this is exactly why this Phygital idea is so powerful. It gives you incredible flexibility, so you can reach anyone, whether they're online or offline. It guarantees legal compliance with proof of delivery you can actually count on. It slashes your costs thanks to automation. And it keeps everything secure and compliant with data privacy laws like GDPR and India's own IT Act. It checks all the boxes. Okay, so let's get into the how. How does this all actually work? Well, the entire automated process really boils down to 4 simple pillars: draft, sign, send, and track. And here's what that workflow looks like in the real world, using a platform like DSautomate. You start by drafting your documents, and you can often do it right inside Microsoft Word, but with some AI help. Then you apply legally compliant digital signatures with just a click. After that, you hit send, and a hybrid engine figures out the best way to deliver it. And finally, and this is the best part, you track that entire journey on one central dashboard. Simple, clean, and incredibly powerful. Let's zoom in a little on that drafting and signing part. So you're working right inside MS Word, a tool everyone knows, but you've got an AI co-pilot helping you draft faster and better. For signing, you can apply legally binding digital signatures like ODR eSign to hundreds of documents all at once. And what's so critical for a country like India, it supports 18 different regional languages. That's how you get true nationwide reach. Next up is the send pillar, and here is that Phygital model in action. On the one hand, you've got instant digital delivery through email, WhatsApp, and SMS. But on the other hand, for those documents that absolutely must have physical proof of delivery for legal reasons, the system connects directly with trusted physical channels like India Post. It is truly the best of both worlds. And finally, we get to tracking. This is the part that gives you total peace of mind. You can see the delivery status in real time, you can pull a full audit log for any document you want, and you know everything is tamper-proof and legally admissible in court. All your proof of delivery receipts are stored in one central place, which means you never have to chase down a tracking number ever again.
Okay, the technology is impressive, for sure. But what does all this automation actually do for a business? Let's take a look at the real-world impact, because honestly, the proof is in the numbers.
First up, 90% faster HR onboarding. Just think about what that means for a second. Offer letters, employment contracts, things that used to get stuck in that endless loop of printing, couriering, and waiting for weeks can now be completely signed and sealed in just a few hours. That is a massive win for efficiency, and it's a way better first impression for your new employees. Next, a 70% increase in sales velocity. I mean, wow. When your sales contracts can be drafted, sent out, and signed digitally in minutes instead of days, the whole deal cycle just speeds up. You close deals faster, you recognize that revenue sooner, and your sales team can move on to the next big opportunity instead of getting bogged down in paperwork. And for the legal teams, check this out. A 60% reduction in turnaround time. This is huge. It frees up your highly skilled legal professionals from the boring administrative grind of chasing signatures and tracking down receipts. It lets them focus on the high-value, strategic work that really moves the needle for the business. Let's see how this all connects in a specific industry, like lending. You know, data flows from a loan origination system to a loan management system. But what happens when an account goes overdue? It moves to debt collection, and that's exactly where a tool like DSautomate steps in, automating the legal notices. And if things escalate even further to legal case management, the platform is right there, managing that whole communication workflow seamlessly. And you know, this impact goes way beyond just lending. As you can see here, this transformation is happening across so many of India's most document-heavy sectors. We're talking about law firms, insurance companies, collection agencies, finance. They all share that same fundamental need for efficient, compliant, and scalable document workflows. You know, when you put all of this together, it points to something much bigger than just a new tool or a cool piece of software. What we're really seeing here is the beginning of a completely new standard for how business gets done. So, at the end of the day, automating your document workflows isn't a nice to have anymore. It's not just about a little efficiency gain. It has become the new, non-negotiable standard for any business that wants to operate securely, compliantly, and at the speed of the modern world. This is the new foundation for growth. And that really just leaves us with one final important question to think about. As you look at your own company, your own team, which of your workflows are still stuck in the past, just waiting for their own digital revolution? Thanks for watching.